Hello, and welcome to Heroes Explain. And I'm gonna go straight into it, even though I am apologize for not posting the video sooner and whatever. But yeah, diving straight into it. I can't really remember exactly the Superbots minigun destroyed, but I'm pretty sure it was 4 heavy tank armored ones. They investigated the site which Minigun destroyed. Then he proceeded to tear the ones that investigating apart, and I'm pretty sure that's where I left off. Anyways, as they were being attacked and destroyed and teared apart, a signal was released for backup and requesting aid from numerous amount of different superbots in the area. The quicker ones to get on the scene were the modified speed superbots that had a special hydraulic system. So the more it was being used, the quicker and quicker it'll go, and it would keep on repeating, and it keeps on building up speed and momentum to spin it into sort of a super speed state. It also had some special to allow it to siphon off of energy off of speedsters, allowing it to move at the same speed as those speedsters. They are also equipped with bullets that also feed off of the speed energy, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this with minigun's bullets. Not entirely sure. Anyways, they started, moving towards the scene, moving 500 miles per hour, quick as they can to get to the designated zone and assess the situation. Um, when Minigun was finished tearing apart the last one, I'm pretty sure I said he kind of sort of set it up to a defensive position, kind of sort of, for more robots to come. Yeah, I think I said that. Ears already set up inside the facility when they enter. It's been a while. I have not watched the video, and uh, things can change. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, the situation would play out with the Superbots going inside the building, him tearing them apart, and then proceeding to exit the building and start walking. And during this time, the Speed Superbots marked runners um, try to go and intercept him using satellite feed to get a fix on his location. Being marked as uh, hostile threats 5995. Um, yeah. So Minigun starts, making his way through the desert to try and get to a civilization or something to do whatever. At his current state, he's still mentally unstable and isn't fully aware exactly what's going on, and is just mostly acting upon animal instincts at this current point in time. It takes a handful of minutes for the first set of runners to make their way to his location, and when they get close enough, they stop at quite a distance and get a good look at him to assess what they should do next. As soon as Minigun spots them in the distance, he starts rolling up his gun as it slowly spins faster and faster and faster until it goes and starts firing bullets at these speedsters. The runners, obviously, their evasive maneuvers protocol kicks in, and they speed away, thinking that they could easily outrun these bullets, but mixed in with some of the bullets, so there's uh, The normal bullets aren't really normal bullets, they're speed bullets, but they move as fast as normal bullets unless the speedster, moves, then the bullet siphons that speed energy and can move the same speed, if not adding more to its own. So so what looks seems like regular bullets aren't really regular bullets. And then I already said the ghost bullets and whatever. So as they start to speed up, the bullets speed up, and at a brief time, they add on. So with speed bullets, their movement is whatever. They're like moving whatever. I'm just gonna say 25 miles per hour. Let's say it's moving 25 miles per hour. Then the speedster moves 100 miles per hour. The bullets then increase its speed and adds to its own, and then the bullet moves 125 miles per hour. That's sort of the system and work in place. So when the speedsters start to speed, the bullets speed up and boom, pummel and hit them. And because they're wearing light armor, not really designed to take a bunch of hits and whatever, and was designed to be aerodynamic and light, he tears through them like a socket wrench through wet paper. Why did I say socket wrench? Okay, whatever. Like a socket wrench through wet paper, he easily obliterates them. Now, getting more data uh, from the speedsters, they recommend more heavy class superbots to actually uh, be able to stand up against his attacks and use the speed superbots runners as a support class to support the artillery dudes. So some artillery superbots load up into launch planes, three launch planes, each able to hold, I think it was 25. No, it was 50. Each plane has the ability to hold 50 artillery class units, and five of these get launched, so it's 150 Superbot artillery units. Some regular foot soldier, just like normal Superbots, are also pack up and get into vehicles and start making their way towards the site location. And other speedsters that are also near the facility are also asked to, within like the surrounding states, are asked to speed over and help out in the New Mexico incident, as well as a signal going out to flyers to also go pick up additional light artillery units and carry them as they fly to intercept target 5995 in New Mexico. So this massive order goes out, and a bunch of supervisors start making their way there. More additional speech runners appear on site, and they mostly just dodge the first couple of volley of bullets, but will get sliced and shredded before too long. And yeah, he just starts making his way, just swatting these pesky flies. They keep on running towards him. Not before too long, the three airships, finally make it to destination after 45 minutes of them leaving the flight site. And the artillery units descend from the planes without, landing, whatever, and have the planes uh, make a flight path directly at the target to collide and explode and hopefully deal in damage to the target. So these three ships are filled with some explosives, and then the fuel lines and all that stuff just collides into MiniGun. He sees the planes coming. Obviously, he starts shooting and starts trying to tear apart the planes. The first one catches fire and explodes in midair. The other two behind it were well distanced away, so they wouldn't be caught in the blast and have a chain reaction. And the two other ones managed to make contact and pretty much blow up in the general facility of the target, if not dead on. So after a while, as MiniGun was engulfed in flames and smoke, they couldn't get a clear read on him. But as soon as he steps foot out into a less flaming patch and smoky area, uh, they get confirmed that he is unharmed. Not a scratch on sight. Sure, yeah, there could be a scratch because of the soot all over his face and body and whatever, but it's highly unlikely. Then the artillery units begin their high caliber bombardment and start unloading rounds after rounds, rotating periodically, each group firing at a different time so the other group can reload and the third group to be prepared for the next batch. So the first group would fire all their volleys of bullets. Then they would start reloading. The second group would start their volley of bullets while the third group prepare to fire their volleys as soon as the second group's done. And then you just repeat the cycle over and over again. This goes on for 10 or so minutes until MiniGun finally gets close enough to fire his Gatling gun at them. Since these are heavy artillery units, just labeled artilleries, uh, their armor is pretty thick and double lapping, so the phantom bullets prove to be ineffective for the most part, and it takes them a while to really chip away at that second plane of armor and the first one. But once they both go down, because the regular bullets are chipping away at the first armor, and the second bullets, the ghost bullets, are chipping away at the second plane of armor. As soon as the first plate of armor would be destroyed, the second one would be also destroyed. So he pretty much cuts the time of him, the time it would take him to pierce through their armors in half, pretty much, with this insanely powerful minigun he has that is utterly insane. As this goes on, the artillery units realize that he's getting too close to actually fire upon within a safe distance. So some resort to a sacrifice tactic where they would charge up a two minigun and hopefully absorb a lot of the bullets, then be able to reach him and then hold him down for as long as possible as they get bombarded with him. This protocol gets kicked into place, and the first handful of units, which is four bots, start executing the order and making their way. One would go first with one behind it, and these four would charge up in that kind of pattern. Two groups, one to the right and one to the left. So once the first bots get destroyed and fall down, the ones behind it will be fresh and anew and could get just as closer and hopefully reach him. This tactic, however, failed. As MiniGun teared through both the two front ones, it took him some times, but their array were heavily damaged, and MiniGun realized by the time he would be close to killing them, they'd be already on top of him. So he switched tactics up. He kept his finger slightly on the trigger so that it would still rotate and spin, but not fire any bullets. Then, with swinging it to his right side, lifting it up, he brings it down using his torso, chest area, whatever, to pack more of a punch and slide the still rotating barrels of the gun into one of the artillery superbots that were aiming for his right side. As he drives it in, the sound of metal crushing and grinding and clacking and spinning, and just the sound of metal bouncing off of metal can just be ring throughout the air. And oil, grease, and hydraulic fluid starts spewing out of the first bot he attacks with this minigun as if it was a club. The second one finally managed to grab onto him and onto his left arm and proceeds to try and have it hold still so he won't be able to swing the minigun. His left hand, he immediately let goes of the minigun and he presses the gun down so it would fire. Now, the kick of the gun is super strong, and even though it weighs a lot, how fast and powerful the force of the bullets are moving causes even the gun with its massive amount of weight to still jerk back. With that, he had one hand on the gun and a tight grip and just let it flail around like an utter mad dog running around the house, super excited, uncontrolled, just going everywhere in any direction. Once it hits an object, it moves to the next area of trajectory and continues rapidly. This chaotic spurt sprayed everywhere. Bullets started raining down from the sky and just being flunked everywhere as the gun spinned out of control and swinged and started knocking and hitting a bunch of objects. He managed to hit the superbot that's holding his arm enough times to cause it to malfunction and release its grip. Then he lets go of the gun, the not the gun, the trigger, and flings the gun into the side of the superbot, having the armor crack and break due to the amount of force and pressure. He crushes into it and it drops down to the ground. All this time, he was being bombarded and shot at with artillery shells from the other artillery bots that were remaining. This bottom roughly around 45 minutes, which was enough time to get some of the foot soldiers traveling by trucks and other normal superbots to arrive on the location. But due to the devastation force I had shown within these 45 minutes, if not, and prior and whatever, the superbots designated him a world-ending threat and must be eliminated as quick as possible, and designated 55% of superbots to converge on his location. Now, it's not 55% of superbots in the United North and South America. It is 55% of superbots manufactured. and are still operational. So pretty much more than half of the superbots started converging on this one location with world-ending class threat, MiniGun. I didn't want to make a super long episode, so hope you forgive me for kind of here. I'll make another part, and hopefully I can tie that in up pretty quick. Sorry again for not releasing a video, uh, and but I don't think anybody watches these anymore, so I'm not really truly 100% sorry. But if there is a dedicated fan and man, you're the bomb, or you, they, she, he, yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoy this episode. MiniGun is a devastating force of mass destruction that was inspired by the Greatest Guard, made by Wolf, who was assigned post guard and whatever, then got genetically, was a super smart scientist, um, drank a serum, he went insane, became super strong and invincible, and went on a rampage, and pretty much was one of the reason why the Allies won in World War II. Uh, yeah, but it's also linked to Green Hatter, who is has a connection with the Greatest Guide, and I don't remember what the latest update was, but I know there's just like this sort of bond connection thing that they both have. I'm pretty sure the strength and power went to the Greatest Guard, and Green Hatter sort of gained his intelligence, but he already had intelligence on top of that, and two positives made a negative, causing Green Hatter to be insane, or something along those lines. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this. Um, yeah, so, well, don't want to drop the mic. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm tired. I didn't really drink much. But yeah, see you all next month, hopefully, and I'll try to get a video out sooner.